Hey, what's going on, everyone? Astrologer Eric Rosen here for Viking Rising Astrology for Monday, October 22nd, 2023. Thanks so much for being here. Well, we're cruising through Moon in Aquarius mode today. We're building up to this lunar eclipse in Taurus. I've mistakenly been slipping up and saying the lunar eclipse in Aries. It's actually Taurus. It's kind of an oddball eclipse that we're heading into because you got that North Node in Aries. But the eclipse itself will, of course, fall in Taurus. And so I think this is a today to really check ourselves, a reality check of sorts, to make sure that we're not getting either hostile about what's going on in our current day-to-day life, our reality, and also not getting too lost into the daydreaming, of wanting something better in life and even getting into the doldrums of it as if we can't have it. This is where we got to remember, if we're going to actually, manifest a better lifestyle, we've got to put things together brick by brick. There's been really good astrology for quite a while for building ourselves up, building up our character, building up the discernment of a deeper sense of purpose in life for what we really want, and to not slip on banana peels of the past or our subconscious thinking, or getting tripped out thinking that a relationship situation is unfair or that we don't have enough energy. I think, if anything, the greatest command that we actually have for our energy is to not let it slip into the past, to not let it slip into, just these unconscious day-to-day behaviors. This is a time to definitely start to reprogram ourselves and sort of, getting ready for boots hitting the ground as we're going into this, final eclipse of the eclipse season with the lunar eclipse in Taurus. And that we want to make sure that we've got our spiritual armor on, so to speak, but that it's more so about protecting ourselves from negativity, from negative thoughts, from being a little, lackadaisical in our day-to-day lives, and paying attention to the energies of our environments. It's just a remembrance, that, even Jedi masters, they still have to have a certain element of being vigilant, not hyper vigilant because they're scared or worried that everything's going to go bad, but that when they wake up, they have a routine, and then they have a sense of duty to, the public. And then there's something to say about even just the discipline of how the day winds down. I think we just have to remember that these, days like today, they're not meant to be boring, or we're not meant to get, thirsty for more, especially as we're transitioning here into Scorpio season, which I didn't even mention at the top of the video, and Mercury's there now too. So, we can't go into these negative energetic territories. The vortex of the magnetism of our energy field is going to start getting highlighted on days like today, and it's going to build over the next few days, especially dealing with, people situations, but also not tripping ourselves up subconsciously. And we don't want to magnetize, basically just self-sabotaging subconscious blocks that keep us from actually continuing to just, put one foot in front of the other and say yes to the stuff that we're doing, and to not delay things too. This is definitely not about expecting to get the best poker hand, and play and get all excited that we're gonna win some big, lottery ticket, and especially in a relationship situation or a money situation, really just any situation where if you're feeling thirsty, there's just not a sense of fulfillment. These are going to be more situations where it's there are elements, especially with the North Node on Aries, in Aries, about taking bricks down to what are we hiding from subconsciously in our character development, that it's actually going into that space to find what's trying to be birthed anew, the rebirth energy that's actually going into the darkness of what's behind the brick walls we put up in our psyche, our subconscious minds, our thinking, that is actually created oh, I don't want to go there, so I'm just going to go out here and keep eating and never being satisfied, where there's actually a greater sense of satisfaction and fulfillment of tearing down those walls brick by brick, and gently. We don't need to push, but it's just a spiritual, social awareness, type of day, where we just don't trip ourselves out on our thoughts, as I'm saying. And it's just what we become available for when we're not so worried about things like moving forward and actually trusting a deeper manifestation of a spiritual backing on that to actually help us build things in a more seamless, way that's just more efficient, becomes freeing up more of our energy, freeing up way more of our energy to become available from our suppressed fears and that, so that spirit's actually able to reach us much easier and create better, harmony, relationships, happiness. It could be financial situations for those that have been steadfast or, building upon something and just, going brick by brick with it. That's where it's at today. So if you guys want to get your own personal reading, pop into that link in that bio. Love y'all. Take care.